Hey, what's up guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber. As always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Speaking of support, I got a letter today in the mail by one of my subscribers. And I really appreciate, the kind words she said. So I want to give a special shout out to Ernestine Chisholm. I wanted to make sure I had your name right, Ernestine, from Georgetown, South Carolina. Sweetie, I appreciate the love, and I appreciate the support. I appreciate the donation you also sent to the channel. Guys, she sent me a card, and she said some very nice things in the card. I don't want to read it out loud and embarrass her, but I will tell you a little bit about what she said. She said, she thanked me for the videos that I do, and she watches me as much as she can, which I truly appreciate. And she is 76 years young. So Ernestine, thank you so much. I'm glad I can bring some type of value, whether it's entertainment or something to think about in your life. So thank you so much. And thank you all as well. But guys, I really want to get into this video. And this video talks about, I do a lot of videos about, abuse and things like that, and just craziness that's out in the world today. But something that's an unspoken truth that nobody really talks about, and it really needs a whole lot of attention. It's not just child abuse, but abuse of the elderly, especially in facilities. I'm going to play a video clip that talks about that a little bit, and I want to come back and talk to you, the audience, about it, and how, things need to change, and how messed up this is, and how this really needs to be taken seriously. Go ahead and roll the clip.
Mike, we are bringing you another story on an issue we've explored before, elder abuse. The Oklahoma Attorney General's Medicaid fraud control is now going after another health aide with felony abuse charges.
The woman allegedly slapped a 94-year-old dementia patient at the senior living center at which she was working. Ashley Moss is back on the Night Beat.
Now, before we break down this latest case for you, we should let you know why we're not naming the facility. That's because the charges were only recently filed, but the abuse happened in the fall. Ownership of the facility has since changed hands, but we're still highlighting a disturbing problem as reports of elderly abuse keep going up. Seniors at risk are the ones meant to help keep them safe.
Hakimia Sherfield first hit the 94-year-old dementia patient on the arm as she chanted about going home. The now former long-term and home health aide later admitted to striking the wheelchair-bound woman 3 different times, leading to an arrest and 3 counts of felony abuse by a caretaker, 1 for every slap. Sherfield was contracted as an aide by Traditions Health of Edmond. They did not immediately respond to our requests. However, this investigation follows an increase in reports of vulnerable adult abuse, including seniors, as the state continues to age.
If you have a loved one who's elderly, you really cannot let yourself be put into a place where you turn 100% of the care over to somebody else.
The CEO of Area-Wide Aging Agency says one reason for the rise, there are simply more seniors.
We know that the oldest baby boomer turned 77 this year, and we still have a ways to go. So we're not only seeing more seniors, we're also reaching the point where we're seeing a lot more frail seniors.
And with this growing landscape, a need for more attention on protecting from all forms of abuse and neglect.
You have to go visit, you have to check, you have to look for signs of things being wrong.
Now, the woman accused here was given an opportunity to dispute the charges, but didn't request a hearing to do so. So now, while this case moves through the court system, she's now considered unemployable in any long-term care facility that receives Medicare or Medicare reimbursement.
We know you.
All right, guys, that was the video. And as messed up as this is something that happens almost on a daily across the United States in unrecorded incidents. And about this case a little bit, the lady's name, this woman here, Hakimia Shane. Court documents on September 20th of last year, 2022, stated that the woman has dementia, 94 years old, right? Constantly saying she wants to go home. She wants to go home. She wants to go home. Hakimia was her caretaker that day. The lady tapped Hakimia on her head, tapped her to get her attention. Hakimia slaps this woman in her arm. And I think she slapped her twice. Then she proceeded to slap her face after the lady grabbed the ponytail after she hit her. Now, the way I look at this is this, and this is why elderly abuse bothers me so much. At any given time, or even before we age, we can be in that same position as the people we're taking care of. All it takes is a bullet, a car accident, anything to mess up and disable you to where you need constant 24-hour care, and you can be in that same position. And a lot of younger people don't look at it like that. Being able to have your motor skills and all your faculties working is a blessing. And it's something that we take advantage of and take for granted all the time. Now, this woman is on her way to jail. The company, or the company that the housing place, nursing home, has been, like they said, changed names, so it's no, and management, so it's no need to even try to bring it up. But I look at this just like I look at people that do stuff to the homeless, treat them bad. In a split second, you can be in that same position. Now, leukemia was wrong. And a lot of people out there that are doing this are wrong. And that's why I think, honestly, now this lady's a CNA. I think anytime you have these jobs or these professions where you have to be a caretaker of somebody else, you need to be psychologically evaluated. Because something's not right the way you slap somebody around. That's almost like child abuse. Same thing. They don't know what they're doing. You slapped this woman twice, and then she grabbed your ponytail to stop you with all the strength she had, and all of a sudden you turn that to an act of aggression and went across the face with your hand. That's unacceptable. Me personally, I'd give her time for every slap she gave that lady. Now, the guy that was speaking, I forgot who he was, he said the problem in the rise of elderly abuse is basically because there are more elderly coming along from the baby boomer era. In a way, I can hear that. I kind of disagree with it too. The reason why I think it's more elderly abuse is because they're lowering the standards of anybody that can be a CNA, and they're unqualified psychologically. That's what I think. Because I remember when this CNA thing boomed a while ago. I was still in New Jersey. All of a sudden, you seen the most ghettoest people I knew personally. All of a sudden, they running around here in scrubs acting like they doctors, got the stethoscope, going to class and all this other stuff, acting like they professional. And I'm like, man, I'll be scared to have that person care for me, knowing who they are outside of their job. And you're seeing stuff like this. A lot of these people lack compassion. They only there for a paycheck. Same thing with the justice system and other professions where, somebody would have to make moral judgments. Listen, I was in the, and what really brought my attention to things like this, I don't know if you guys know what I do. I build luxury aquariums for high-end clients. And I was at a nursing home where I had a job where I had installed 2 giant fish tanks in 2 different parts of the building. And I'll never forget it. Just being in there, how eerie it was. It was a lot of gravely ill and really, really old people in there. And they would just push them in their wheelchairs and just push, not even give them the decent respect to push them and then stop. They would just wheel them and let them go. And they would just go in it, and they would just put them in clusters. Sometimes they would just face them out the window. Wouldn't even talk to them when they were moving them, like they were objects and stuff. And I was like, man, when I get old, I don't want to go in one of these places. Now, granted, sometimes that's needed because you might have a father or mother or somebody, depending on what your situation is, and you might travel a lot and they can't be left by themselves. That I understand. But I mean, those that have people that are in these facilities need to be mindful and be aware. Keep your eyes open and watch and make sure nobody's hurting your people. Because, a lot of times when they have dementia and, mind-altering illnesses, they can say anything and do anything, pertaining to something that might just be in their mind at that time. But I mean, if I had somebody in one of them places, I'd be checking for scars all the time. making sure they ain't got bed sores and things like that, making sure they okay. Because let me tell you something, it costs a lot of money. A lot of people know, and it's on the rise every year. The prices go up to house these people, and nobody wants to pay a whole bunch of money to an institution that's supposed to be taking care of their loved ones, and the opposite is happening. This should have never happened. All the lady kept saying was repeating was, I want to go home, I want to go home. That's not grounds of doing physical harm to her. Because what a lot of young people don't understand is this. You work your whole life to live in peace. All of a sudden, it gets turned upside down. You still think you're in your right mind? You're not. So everything you strived and worked for, all of a sudden, is gone. You're in a new environment. You're around a bunch of people. You don't have the privacy you used to have. Though a lot of people may be seeming like they're out of their mind, as human beings, they still crave comforts that they had in the past, even though they can't remember them. They know something's off. And a lot of people that are caretakers need to be cognizant of that. You know, this is no joke. We don't know what the future is going to bring. I don't know where I'll be in 20 years. I don't know what my mental state will be in 20 years. That's one of the reasons why I started doing YouTube, because if I die, you know, unexpectedly or anything like that, my children's children can see me in motion, how I felt, how I thought. Maybe they can learn something from it. I'll be immortal on YouTube. I'm leaving something here for me and a generation after me. That's why I'm on YouTube, you know. And with that being said, guys, I mean, I hope this thing gets fixed. This child abuse, another thing. And people, you know, I just wanted to raise awareness in this video. And thank you so much to my subscriber for leaving me the information, you know, about this story in the email. And also, I'd like to thank all of you. You know, you guys make this channel what it is. You know, just listening to me ramble and stuff means a lot. And I'm so glad that, you know, I provide some value to some of you guys listening. And you guys are learning something. I never knew that, you know, I went and looked at my demographics. I never knew that most of my subscribers are older than me. So, I mean, it's a good thing. But smash the thumbs up on your way out. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Guys, thank you so much for helping this channel grow. You know, we passed 17,000 subscribers, and I'm eternally grateful to you. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.